Oh my goodness. Are you guys seeing this? Hi, I'm Jules, and this summer I'm eating my way through Hokkaido and you get to come along. This is the taste test. So today I'm in Hokkaidian Homestead. I'm here with Ian, the founder, and he's gonna take us through all of these delicious produce and food that we're gonna make together.
So we'll be using some seasonal vegetables, and the way we'll be cooking this vegetable is to roast together with a pork shoulder. And what I've done in terms of preparation for the meat is just to season it with salt, and that's the only thing I really use for the seasoning, because that way you can really taste the flavor of the pork. And this is, by the way, this is the pork shoulder. So this is my favorite cut for roasting, is because this, you can see the nice marbling, just the right amount. So we'll be doing this later. Okay, so let's start cooking, yeah?
So the yellow zucchinis are sweeter.
I believe so. It may be psychological, but to me it seems to be sweeter, yeah. Because it just looks sunnier, you know,
Right.
happier. Okay, so the next thing, let's work on the cauliflower. So all the food that we use, including the meat and all the veggies, are really from our area here. So really from within 10-15 kilometers radius. Yeah, and so these are from local farmers. So as you probably know, we don't wash our mushrooms, especially because we're going to be grilling them.
Right.
Okay, when you wash mushrooms, they're sponges that would absorb way too much water, so they won't brown correctly. So what we're going to do today is, besides wiping them, just make a cross.
Okay.
Scoring them with a cross.
I remember you described with Ryle earlier that this place, Hokkaido, is magical for growing anything and everything.
Yes.
And so, as a chef, it must be like a playground for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As I meet many farmers and fishermen, I learn so much from them, and then that, you know, gives me the information I need to kind of express my kitchen desires, and then, you know, we'll see what I can do with the food. Yeah.
Right. So right now, Ian's headed out back to prepare the next step. We've finished prepping our vegetables. He showed us the pork shoulder that we're going to be roasting, and I'm excited to see what we have in store. Oh my goodness. Are you guys seeing this?
Yeah, so these are some of the seafood that we'll be having today. And as you can see, the scallops are still, and they're still moving.
Oh my God.
So these are live scallops, and these are the snow crabs. That both of these are from the bay right here in our area. These, have you seen snow crabs? These are a little bit smaller than what you usually see. They're so big that usually they cut them in half and you see just the legs. These are from this bay and therefore smaller. The big ones from up north. But if you like seafood, these are much tastier. So now you kind of make sure your shaka stays very close to the shell.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and just kind of wiggle and push.
All right.
Then I think you're there already, yep. And then you can just go all the way around to... clear up bits that is stuck to the shell. Yeah. Okay. Now flip it over and remove the shell. Yes. So usually, there you go. Okay. So from this point, we just use the fingers to kind of loosen it up. Just the black part, yeah. And then you can. So the way I do is 4 fingers under, yeah, and then the thumb goes right next to the scallop here, and then you just pull. And then sometime when you're lucky, you take everything out in one pull. Okay, now we can go in there and remove the scallop and then put it on your dish.
Okay. So we've finished shucking our scallops and now we're moving on to our crabs. So what are we going to do with them today?
Okay, so we're going to be, these are already cooked. Okay, so we always cook them one day before, because right after cooking, the meat is a little bit too soft. So we keep it in the refrigerator overnight to firm up the meat. So all we got to do right now is to open them up and divide it into sections. So then we can use the scallops and the crabs to make our kaisan dong. Okay, I'm going to turn them over and bend down and remove it like this.
Let me try that.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so from here, we remove the triangular flap. So the triangle ones are male. The
Okay.
females are usually round shape, more round. You shouldn't see the females as food because the females are precious and the males are not.
You heard that.
Now, you're familiar with the term kani miso? And different places, they have different names for them. In English, tomali. So basically, it's this part, you see this kind of gooey things in here? Have you ever tried those before?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes. Okay, good. So that's what I'm talking about when
Okay.
in Japan is referred to as kani miso.
Kani miso.
Most of our Asian guests, they love that. Many of our non-Asian guests, on the other hand, finds it a little bit strange. But then I've always encouraged them to try a little bit.
Right.
And most of them, they go crazy for it. So now that is cleared, turn it upside down, crack it in half. And then you get the tomali or the kani miso into the shell. So we're kind of using this as a serving bowl. Having done so much work, I would say give this a little try. So the next thing we're gonna do is to cut this open. So I usually put the scissors in this way and then kind of, yes, this do a lot of juice.
Okay.
It's kind of like a butterfly cut. Now I think we are ready to put together our kaisendong, which means seafood bowl.
Okay.
Yeah? So it's basically our seafood on rice. The first thing we do is to put on a piece of shiso leaf. To use the shiso leaf properly, this is what you need to do. First, we remove the stamp, okay? And then we have to give it a smash. Oh, well, before you do that, smell it. Now you can smell it already, but then if try this.
Okay.
And then smell it again.
It transforms.
Yes.
It transforms.
So that really releases the fragrance and the flavor. So we'll take your scallop, and next we'll take the crab leg, and finally, the final step is to put a little bit of sprinkle of seaweed on it. So now we have our
kaizen done. So this is taste test, actual taste test. We're having our kaisendon or the seafood bowl. I'm gonna have the scallops first. Just the scallop and the rice. It's over. I'm gonna also have kani miso. You're missing out if you don't have this, guys. And of course I have to have the crab. I can do this all day. And now all the hard work is paying off. So we've enjoyed our kaisendon and we're hungry for more. As you can see, Ian just took out the pork that we put in the oven a while ago. And you were saying that the mushrooms we're gonna...
And then we're gonna be working on the mushrooms now. So this is a little trick I use. This cast iron pan is still hot from the oven.
Right.
So this is to speed up the cooking process a little bit, and also pressing down the mushrooms to make it, give it a more even grill. Okay, I think we are there.
Is there a reason you add the salt at the end and not at the beginning?
Adding at the beginning is a little bit hard to gauge how much salt I want. At the end, I can kind of see how well it's cooked already, and then I can control the seasoning a little bit better. So what I usually would do in terms of plating is put some of the veggies down, and put rough salt. And there it is.
We're ready for round two. A little bit of everything. Thank you so much. Super, super tender pork, as you can see. And it's also super fragrant. It's amazing how there's no seasoning, right, except for salt.
That's right.
It's so flavorful. You would expect it to be marinated in some sort of rub, but it's really just salt. And trust me, guys, I'm not over-exaggerating. It's really flavorful and different from other types of pork that I've tried so far in my life. Also curious about the zucchini because I've never really encountered yellow zucchini before. The texture is perfect too. I think it's perfectly roasted. And I love grilled vegetables, so this is right up my alley. Thank you so much. And of course the mushroom. Maybe I'm biased because I love mushrooms. But overall, if you come here, you're never gonna go hungry. And everything tastes so fresh because it is. So I've just had the most fresh, in-season dish right here in Hokkaidian Homestead, and as Ian was saying, it's really all about
the ingredients, really. So my style of cooking is to keep everything simple, using the most simple but good seasoning. But the reason for that is to let the flavor or the natural flavor of the ingredients come out. So I've had people ask me, how much of this is you as a cook, or how much of this is the work of the farmers? I would say 90% the farmers. Yeah, I just kind of put in the finishing touches onto the food.
So thanks for joining me. I'm Jules, and thank you as well to Ian for having us. This is the Taste Test.